new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. If you're not new, you know I love you. Today, I want to do a little bit of exhaust work on the Nissan. And we're not going to go too in depth on it, but there is something that I need to do to the exhaust, or as far as a modification, and this should help significantly. All right, real quick, this is the part of the downpipe that comes off the loud valve. It's 3-inch. It comes into this V-band, and then of course it goes out the back. Usually when you do an exhaust setup, you want the downpipe to be somewhat braced to either the motor or the transmission. The reason being is if the motor ever rocks, the exhaust would rock with the motor, instead of, like, for example, having this to the chassis. If the motor rocked and the chassis, of course, is not moving, that would cause it to break. So either way, you want to have your downpipe bolted up to either the motor or the transmission, period. Also, it's a good idea in your exhaust to have a flex. So I got 3-inch coming off of here, and then I got it going to a 3-inch flex bellow. Then I got it making like a somewhat inverted 90, and it's going straight out the back. On this episode, we're gonna make a brace to secure this downpipe so that we can hopefully prevent cracks. If you haven't seen my last episode, I'll put it up here. But on that last episode, we repaired the cracked exhaust manifold. I think that might have something to do with this not being braced, but we'll go ahead and make a brace and we'll see. My thought process is I'm trying to have it braced from here to maybe this point there. And then again, if I cut this out, I may end up doing another brace like from here to maybe somewhere on this side of the transmission. And I think maybe not on this episode, but I would like to take this and move this to here. And then from here back, I would like to maybe do a custom TIG welded 4-inch exhaust straight back. Let me show you the material we're gonna use to make this downpipe brace. Wow, these are the 3 items that we're gonna use to make this brace. Hold on, I'll take that back. Wow, these are the 4 items we're gonna use to make our brace for our downpipe. We're gonna start with this 5/8 1.5-inch long spacer. All these items I got from the local like Lowe's, Home Depot or whatnot. There's the part number or the information in case you want that. I got a bolt. This is the correct thread pitch to screw into the transmission pan. It's an M8 by 1.25 thread pitch, roughly a 1/4 inch in length. Then we got some stainless steel metric washers. These are the 10 millimeters. And then of course we got our solid stainless steel rod that we got from our local metal supermarket. And you look at all this stuff and you're like, man, how in the world are you gonna make a daggone bracket with that? Probably 50% of the finished product. What we're gonna do in this episode is we're gonna take this 1/2-inch spacer, cut it in half. So it's gonna be that. Then we're gonna take the metal washer, put it on the top like so, and then we're gonna tack it all the way around. And then of course we got our special bolt. This bolt is a particular Allen head bolt. And the reason being is that the Allen head bolt will slide down in here and it can be tightened. And after the rod is welded to the side of it, it's gonna be a nice quality looking piece. So let me show you guys how I knock this out. All right, real quick before we get everything set up, let me show you exactly what I'm doing. So I've already cleaned everything up, as you can tell. I got the spacer clean, I got the washer clean, and all I'm doing is setting this thing up and I'm eyeballing it where I got just a little bit of a lip on the outside. And the cool thing about the TIG welder that I'm using, it has a spot function. So I'm gonna use the spot function to make me 4 tacks all the way around it. And when it's time to weld it, what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna what they call post the pedal. So what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna go down on the pedal, not all the way, come back up, not all the way off, and I'm basically gonna do my foot just like that. And what I'm gonna end up doing is trying to give it like that little stack of dimes look. This kind of weld don't need any filler material, so that's how I'm gonna make this approach as far as joining that washer up to that thick adapter piece. already bolted up the piece that we just got finished making. Made sure it cooled off. I'm trying to take this stainless steel rod and I want one side of it to be welded here or on the side of it. And the other side, I wanted to kind of wrap around this. Let me show you what I'm gonna use to try to get that done. I'm gonna use some of this TIG wire that I have laying around. I got some aluminum, which is this one here. It's a little bit thinner, a little easier to work with. And then I got some of the stainless stuff. This stuff is a whole lot stronger. So when I bend it, it'll stay in place better. But we're gonna see if we can try to make the thinner stuff work first. All right, I've already got the shape pre-bent of what I'm trying to make happen. I don't know if I can get away with that little 90 at the top, but that's kind of like the vibe I'm trying to work with. One side will be welded there, and then I want this rod to kind of wrap around the exhaust so to kind of increase strength and rigidity. So let's see if we can take that solid rod and transfer these bends to that. But that's roughly it. Like I said, I gotta do a little bit more fit up to get it just right, but that look like it's gonna work right there.
Drum keys on the beat.
That's the finished product. Thing is pretty sturdy, but after looking at it, I'm kind of worried about maybe the fact that it's on this lip of the transmission. I mean, like this section right here is super thin. That section back there got a little bit more depth as far as the threads. So it may be okay. Like I said, we'll eventually do one on this backside, but I think I want to change my exhaust from this weld all the way back. All right, fam, so I want to make a 4-inch to 3-inch reducer for the exhaust. So today I'm just gonna play around. The approach I'm taking, I got a piece of 4-inch pipe, piece of 3-inch pipe. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put just something in here to kind of stand this up. So that's nothing but some 3M Scotch-Brite electric tape. Kind of put that in there, center it. And I think what I'm gonna attempt to do is I'm gonna take this car stock, I'm gonna cut it in half long ways. And I think I'm gonna tape it around it, trace it, and then cut it out, and then take that and maybe transfer it to like a 4-inch piece and cut that out and compress it and then, you know, weld it up. So we'll see what happens. This is all fun and games. It's a slow day, so let's get started. All right, now that I got my stencil and my piece cut out, I'm gonna transfer it to this piece of 4-inch pipe. It ain't gonna wrap all the way around. I wanted to transfer to this piece, but this thing, it's got like a curve on it, so it kind of comes up instead of wrapping all the way around, if that makes sense. So I got this longer piece of 4-inch that I'm gonna transfer this thing to. So let's go ahead and make that happen. All right, this is the fun part. This is where I get to try and bend this stainless steel to shape, which, yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna do that. I just don't know how to do it. I might have to use the vise. All right, now that we're done with this custom 3 to 4-inch exhaust transducer, let's see if it works. Here's my 4-inch pipe. We got just enough that it slides right over top. So if I wanted to weld that like that, that would probably work. And then we got the 3-inch piece. If I wanted to, I could probably butt weld that, or we slide it over top with a little bit of force. I think I could tap a piece of 3-inch all the way through that and then do the same thing, weld that. So this is a success. This isn't the finished product. Probably put the whiz wheel on this, smooth that out a little bit, hit the rest of that with Scotch-Brite so it looks uniform. But there you have it. So there we go. One more time. That's what we started with, and this is what we ended with. I still may just go ahead and buy one because they're only like 10 bucks. No, I'll take that back. They're only like 24 bucks, 25 bucks shipped. I still may get one. but at the same time, I'm proud of making something from scratch with some cardstock stolen from the kids and the Girl Scout troop. Woo! AKA Christmas cardstock. Hey, and guys, before we conclude this video, I did a little bit more trimming on this thing off camera. I ended up taking a little bit more off the bottom side here. This top side ended up being for the most part pretty close. I'm not welding that to a piece of 3-inch pipe. I'm actually gonna probably be welding it to this V-band here. And what I ended up using this little Harbor Freight piping expander. It maxes out at 4 inches, so it didn't do anything on the 4-inch side. But what I used it for is I used it for the 3-inch side. And what I end up doing is putting it in there, hitting it with that good old 1/2 inch of Dugga Milwaukee, and it ended up making that thing pretty round. So the next episode, I think we're gonna go ahead and tackle the exhaust. So in the meantime, I'll check you guys later, and happy holidays. Well, almost, yeah, happy holidays. Yeah, be in the cheer of the season.